Hello, sweet viewers. Annyeong, that means hi in Korean. I'm Christine with Kimbap TV, empowering you to live a happier and safer life, especially if you're a fellow domestic violence survivor. Well, today I want to talk about something that I've been dealing with for the past 3 months. I've had this constant headache, and it gets so bad sometimes that I can't even move my head. Headaches are super triggering for me as a domestic violence survivor because I suffered a lot of head trauma. So when they come, I freak out. I'm like, did the doctors not catch something the last time? Am I gonna die? Living like that every other day is really unhealthy. So I've worked hard at regulating my emotions. I also reached out to my doctors for help, and I'll share with you some things I learned and also what helps me to stay calm when I'm in a lot of pain. Let's get started. I was physically assaulted a few years ago and suffered a lot of injuries to my face and to the rest of my head. My abuser banged my head against the hard floor and punched me countless times. I suffered multiple concussions and my entire head felt like a blackberry. You could literally push into the hard parts of my head. Doctors scanned my brain both at the night of the attack and a few weeks later. They told me that it was a miracle that I didn't have internal bleeding. I thanked God for sparing my life, but I started experiencing excruciating headaches in the weeks that followed the assault. They'd wake me up sometimes and often be paired with nightmares or more like flashbacks of the night my abuser attacked me. Well, over time, the headaches subsided, but they come back every once in a while, and when they do, I can become paralyzed by fear. A few months into the coronavirus pandemic, I started getting a headache that just wouldn't go away. After more than a couple of months of trying to suppress it with Motrin, which I found out later is not good for you, I saw my doctor who, after seeing me virtually, referred me to a neurologist. And next week, I'm going back to have another scan of my brain. During this frustrating journey, here are some things that I tried that helped me. Number 1, drink lots of water. The summer has been especially hot here in LA, and I admit I don't drink the recommended amount of water every day. So I pulled out a huge jug, filled it up, and drank from it throughout the day. The Institute of Medicine recommends that women drink 9 cups or a little more than 2 liters of water a day. Sometimes it feels like a chore to drink more water than I'd like, but I just remind myself that if water can help fix my headache, I can drink it. Number 2, try natural supplements. You should check with your doctor to see what your best options are. But my doctor said it was important for me to wean off of Motrin and suggested vitamin B2 and magnesium. I started seeing some improvements to my headaches after about a week. The pain isn't as intense now, and I'm able to function better. Number 3, get some good sleep. I've been averaging only about 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night, and my Apple Watch says only about 3 to 4 of them were restful sleep. So this past week, I forced myself to sleep in longer. I slept an average of 7 to 8 hours, and my body and head do feel more relaxed. I told my neurologist about my sleep efforts, and she was happy that I was prioritizing sleep. Number 4, simplify your schedule. I made the mistake of overcommitting and found myself constantly short on time. I'd stress out about not completing enough tasks every week and always felt like I was running behind. So I started filling out a calendar and listed only the most important tasks for each day and week. Everything else just has to wait. For every recurring commitment, like a new blog post every Tuesday or a new video every Monday and Thursday, I'm starting to work on them ahead of time so that I can schedule them in advance. I'm also making sure to give myself enough rest time. Like when my husband comes home from work, I want at least an hour to eat with him and maybe go for a walk together. These intentional steps help to declutter my mind, and so far, I've been feeling less overwhelmed. And number 5, limit caffeine and alcohol. Coffee in the morning and a cocktail in the evening are a couple of things I look forward to the most, but they can also intensify my headache. So I drink less of both now. A cup of coffee in the morning may be okay as long as I stay hydrated with water as well. But when I already wake up with a headache, I try to avoid it. Same thing with alcohol. A glass of wine, a light beer, or a vodka soda are my typical go-tos. If I really crave a drink, I make sure to drink a tall glass of water too. My neurologist told me that just because I didn't show signs of internal bleeding in my prior CAT scans, it doesn't necessarily mean that I was free from brain damage. She said if you didn't have internal bleeding, you're actually more likely to get headaches or other consequences from the concussions. Now, these post-trauma headaches should have gone away within a few weeks after my concussions, so we're not exactly sure why my head's been hurting so much lately, and that's why we're getting it checked out again. So if you're a prayer, can you please pray for me? Because I hate going to the doctors. I'll create another video that talks about that because I think it's something fellow survivors can relate to. But for now, I hope these tips help if you're also dealing with headaches. Thank you as always for taking the time to be with me today. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you know. Take great care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.